So 2 days ago, while watching the news, evening news on TV3, there was the story that was published of a man who had abused his son by dragging him with his motorbike because the boy had disobeyed. And so that was a punishment to the boy. And that's a very unfortunate incident, very traumatic to the boy. And it was a traumatic, news to me, listening to the reason for such, horrendous punishment. And that exposes something about our culture of punishment within our context, where there's this wrong understanding that to cause a child to be obedient, you need to punish them by inflicting pain, as a way of changing behavior. And so we have all grown up being beaten, being, insulted, things done to inflict pain, physical pain, emotional pain, as a way of trying to correct behavior. And that is, something that, although within our context has been normalized, is wrong. It doesn't help in any way. It rather causes a lot of short term, medium term, and long term, psychological effects on the child. Imagine a young boy going to play with friends, and yes, he may have been disobedient to the parent who had cautioned him not to play with them, but he's a boy, he's a child, he's an adolescent. He would obviously have that tendency to want to play and play with people of his age that he feels comfortable about. And so to go to the extent of dragging him with a motorbike, that is wicked. That is wickedness at its highest level. And I'm glad that the MP for Madina has taken up the issue and is helping with the hospital bills of the boy to make sure that he's taken care of. And also the legal aspect is something that he has mentioned that he would ensure that justice is served. But on the psychological bit, we see an event that is obviously going to have a long-term, effect mentally on this boy, emotionally on this boy. And I'm hoping that aside the physical attention that is being given to the boy, there's also the psychological therapeutic support that he will also receive